Viewers of Entrepreneurship Couch, welcome to today's show. In today's show, we just want to quickly discuss a very important subject matter. What are we going to talk about today? I urge all our viewers to make sure that they watch this particular show right up to the end, because we just want to make sure that not any of our viewers and our subscribers lose out on this particular subject matter. We are going to talk about entrepreneurship versus the education system around the world. What is it about our education system? Before I can talk about today's subject matter, I just want to quickly put a disclaimer in terms of education. Viewers, please take note that I am not against one being educated, but I just have made a few observations around the issue to do with our education. So what are some of the issues that tends to be brought about by our education system? One has got to observe that there has never been a correlation between the educational level and entrepreneurship, as well as success when one gets into entrepreneurship. If at all, most of the people who have been successful entrepreneurs are not really professors, are not really doctors. So what is it that we have got to watch against our education system? I need also to quickly point out to you that if one is an entrepreneur, that particular person is also a leader, and you can't be a leader who does not read around your subject matter. But let me go back to the issue to do with our education system. Over the years, a number of people have written about the education system that is very prevalent around the world. This education system tends to reward those that would have gone to school, memorized and regurgitated the things that they would have learned. So people are assumed to be intelligent and smart based on how they have been able to recall and write down and give back when they are sitting for exams the things that they would have learned. But when we're talking about entrepreneurship has got nothing to do with educational level. If at all, I've mentioned earlier on that there's nothing wrong with somebody being educated. But what we have discovered is entrepreneurship is about leadership. Entrepreneurship is about starting things and running things. Entrepreneurship is about people being confident in what they are doing. So we need to talk about this to make sure that we do not end up having entrepreneurs and those that are aspiring saying, I can never start and run a business because I'm not educated. Because as we have indicated, education has got very little, if anything, to do with successful entrepreneurship. If at all, there are a number of subjects that I wish people could be trained on when they are going to school. What are some of these subject matters? I wish people could be trained and be educated in terms of ownership and production. People would be very conversant with the starting and running companies if they would have learned about ownership and production. We have also discovered that if one is going to be a successful entrepreneur, they've got to be financially literate. So we've got to make sure that things like financial literacy is taught at school. But not only that, one thing that we have also discovered is that the moment so many people get very educated, they become risk averse. When one is risk averse, they are very much afraid to start and run their own businesses. So if somebody is going to start and run their own businesses, it is encouraged for them to read around the particular business that they want to get into. It is very important for them to read around the news to do with the business, the news to do with the economies around them. But it doesn't necessarily follow that they've got to have and acquire a lot of degrees. What are we trying to say? What we are trying to say is it has already been discovered and established that there has never been any relationship and there's never been any correlation between the educational level and success in business. we are trying to urge a lot of entrepreneurs to make sure that they've got to look at the things that they've got to study, the things that would make them successful. I wish if people could pay particular attention to a number of subjects that would make them successful when they are running their businesses. What are some of these things? I've already mentioned issue to do with ownership and production. Because when you're talking about entrepreneurship, we're talking about owning the means of production. We're talking about one being able to start and run his own business. We're talking about people owning production companies, owning manufacturing companies. The other thing that I wish entrepreneurs could understand is something to do with confidence. It's unfortunate that confidence is not a subject matter that is normally taught and trained at schools. But one thing that I've learned in life is as long as one is confident, he's bound to be a very successful entrepreneur. So if anyone is really serious about getting into business, they need to realize that subjects like confidence, subject like marketing, subject like negotiation, subject like understanding employment are critical subjects that people have got to learn. So our viewers, today we're not going to waste so much time discussing about other things. As we have indicated earlier on, we're just talking about basic hygienic issues that those that are aspiring to run business and those that are already in business have got to observe. We've got to realize and understand that even before the coming in of COVID-19 and coronavirus, the whole world was grappling with an issue to do with unemployment. It is going to be even worse after the coronavirus is gone. A lot of companies are going to close. A lot of people, they always think that the very moment that you are educated, you have got to look for a job. But if everyone is thinking about getting employed, who is going to worry about starting and running companies which are going to provide employment to others? Viewers of Entrepreneurship Couch, we are very grateful for the time that we have spent together. We urge more viewers and more subscribers to please continue to subscribe as we go forward. Please subscribe and watch out for our next show.